Good evening and welcome. You're watching Trending Tonight with me, Sanket Upadhyay. What is happening in Uttar Pradesh is exciting, where not MLAs but ministers in a synchronized way, in a coordinated way, are resigning, one minister each every day. So what has been happening for the past 3 days? Every day one minister resigns and along with him certain MLAs. So the tally so far from all the political parties and particularly from the BJP is 3 ministers and 7 MLAs. This is the big BJP UP exodus, which will be explained in just a short moment from now. 5 of these MLAs are from the Bharatiya Janata Party. There are other MLAs also who are in fact resigning and jumping ship, going to other political parties. But what explains 3 ministers and 5 MLAs of the BJP resigning? What is the significance of all this? We are going to put this to a debate and also explain in great detail what we have learned so far and what to expect in the coming few days. But first, let's take a look at this presentation.
A third OBC minister quitting the Adityanath government in 3 days. Dharam Singh Saini from West UP's Saharanpur, who joined the BJP in 2016, today said his reasons were similar to those of Eastern UP strongman Swami Prasad Maurya and Dara Singh Chauhan, also from Eastern UP.
देखिए, ये 1.5 वर्ष पहले तय हो चुका था कि हम सब लोग रिजाइन देंगे। जब विधानसभा में लगभग 140 विधायकों ने धरना दिया था सरकार के खिलाफ और दलित पिछड़े वर्ग के लोगों का उत्पीड़न जिस तरीके से हो रहा था, ये आवाज बुलंद करी थी विधायकों ने, मंत्रियों ने, और इसी का सिलसिला आज शुरू है कि रोज एक मंत्री इस्तीफा दे रहा है। ये 20 तारीख तक इसी तरह चलता रहे।
Like the past 2 days, another tweet by SP chief Akhilesh Yadav welcoming Saini to the Samajwadi Party with the hashtag Mela Hobe, suggesting an incoming explosion of BJP leaders into the party.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी में ही रहूंगा।
Just 24 hours ago, Saini had rubbish reports of leaving the BJP.
मेरा नाम भी समाजवादी पार्टी को जो उन्होंने विधायकों की इस्तीफा देने वालों में या पार्टी छोड़ने वालों में जो सूची उन्होंने दी है, उसमें मेरा नाम भी है। उन्होंने ये गलत किया है, मेरी जानकारी के बगैर उन्होंने नाम दिया है। मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी में हूं और भारतीय जनता पार्टी में ही रहूंगा।
Apart from the 3 ministers, 7 other BJP MLAs have quit in the last 72 hours. All except one are likely to align with the Samajwadi Party.
The BJP's top UP leadership, stung by the exits, attended this election committee meeting in Delhi, the party's first this season, chaired virtually by Prime Minister Modi. It seems that the party was mum on the issue of defections.
आज केंद्रीय चुनाव समिति की उत्तर प्रदेश को लेकर जो बैठक संपन्न हुई, उसमें 172 विधानसभा सीटों को लेकर के चर्चा हुई और भारतीय जनता पार्टी शानदार विजय, जैसी विजय हमने 2017 में प्राप्त की थी, उससे भी शानदार विजय हम 2022 में प्राप्त करेंगे।
As defections from BJP in UP continued amid the election committee meeting chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Delhi BJP headquarters, the top leadership remained non-responsive on the questions of defections in the state. However, party sources say that these defections have more to do with personal ambitions than the party's performance back in the state.
As a counter, the BJP has held on to both its major OBC allies in UP, Sanjay Nishad of the Nishad Party and Anupriya Patel of the Apna Dal. Top sources say it's almost certain that Adityanath will contest the election. It could be from the temple town of Ayodhya. Bureau Report, NDTV.
All right, let's now understand the significance of these resignations. They are happening one a day. We are being told by sources in the Samajwadi Party that it's going to happen, continue to happen. There are very many MLAs who are willing to resign and jump ship. So what's the significance for the Samajwadi Party? Let's put up those graphics on screen. Most MLAs, ladies and gentlemen, belong to the OBC community. Now this dynamic is very important when you talk Uttar Pradesh. Most of these MLAs and ministers are from the OBC community. There is an attempt by the Samajwadi Party to build an OBC caste calculation There is also an attempt by the Samajwadi Party, an effort to shed the Samajwadi Party's pro-Yadav OBC image. You see, what happened was that Yadavs, an OBC community, the Samajwadi Party was seen very aligning very closely to the Yadav OBC faction, and the rest of the non-Yadav OBC faces did not, at least in the world of perception, find space in the Samajwadi Party. Now with these top-ranking non-Yadav OBC faces, it could give SP an image makeover just ahead of the elections, along with the Rainbow Alliance that he's cobbling up. But what does it mean for the BJP? Let's find that out. Well, yes, nobody can deny that this is an embarrassment ahead of the elections. Your sitting ministers are resigning and going. This is an embarrassment. These are OBC faces leaving ahead of polls. This is bad messaging. But of all the leaders we have spoken to of the BJP, they say that the party is hopeful of giving adequate OBC representation. You see, according to the BJP, it must not be construed that a Swami Prasad Maurya and others who are leaving with him are the sole repository of the OBC vote bank. The party could give tickets to newer faces from these OBC communities, and thus it will be a win-win situation for them. In fact, the BJP also feels that many of these ministers knew that they will not get a ticket, and because they knew, this is good riddance that they've gone away. Let me now introduce our guests this evening. Satish Chandra Dubey is a Rajya Sabha MP of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Juhi Singh, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Sadat Jafar, National Coordinator of the All India Mahila Congress, and also the candidate of the Congress. Thank you very much, Ms. Sadat Jafar, for joining us. And Vikas Pandey is a BJP supporter. Thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Dubey, we'll begin with you first. आई एम श्योर आप एडमिट करेंगे कि ये एम्बैरेसिंग तो है, रोज एक मिनिस्टर छोड़ के चला जाए, एवरी डे वन मिनिस्टर इज लीविंग एंड ऑल ऑफ देम आर फ्रॉम द ओबीसी कम्युनिटी. इसी समाज को और इसी समुदाय को नरेंद्र मोदी ने जब कैबिनेट रिशफल किया अपना, तब उन्होंने बोला कि ये ओबीसी की सरकार है.
देखिए, पहले तो सबको नमस्ते. बात मैं बता दूं कि जो लोग आए थे जिस रास्ते से, उसी रास्ते से वापस गए हैं. कुछ लोगों की आदत सी बनी हुई है कि आज पार्टी बदलेंगे, फिर कल जाके सत्ता में रहेंगे, फिर परसों पार्टी बदल देंगे. तो धारणा उन लोगों की है कि किसी ढंग से हम समय से एंड टाइम किसी पार्टी में जाए और फिर अपना वहां काम चलाएं, फिर काम नहीं चला तो दूसरे पार्टी को पकड़ लें. तो वैसे लोगों का आना जाना तो लगा ही रहेगा.
पर दुबे जी, ये आपके यहाँ आए थे इस उम्मीद में कि यहाँ पर पार्टी सत्ता में आएगी, यही तो वो कह रहे हैं कि वो उन्होंने आपको सत्ता में लाए. अब अगर वो कहीं और जा रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब देयर इज अनदर, दे फील द अदर पार्टी इज विनिंग.
बहुत लोगों को ये समझ में आ जाता है कि मैं किंग मेकर हूं, जिधर जाऊंगा उधर सरकार बनेगा. हाँ. ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है. उस समय वो देख रहे थे और इस सोच के आए थे इस सरकार में कि हम कुछ करेंगे. जैसे सपा के सरकार में कुछ होता था, बसपा के सरकार में कुछ होता था उनके मनमानी. इसमें तो कानून का राज स्थापित हुआ है, इसमें तो आम आवाम की विकास हुई है. हर जनता को सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास लेकर चलने की व्यवस्था चलती है यहाँ. तो उनके सोच के अनुरूप से काम नहीं हुआ होगा, इसलिए पार्टी आज छोड़ रहे हैं. 5 साल तक सत्ता में रहे तो उस समय दलित या ओबीसी,
I think this is a very important point. Yeah, I agree with you. This is a very important point. Juhi Singh, I want to come to you. You want to fix this caste calculation equation, this image of Yogi government being Dalit Virodhi and Pichda Varg Virodhi, and all of that is fine. But the fact that all of this is happening after 4 years, 11 months and 30 days, isn't that a problem?
So Sanket, it means that the Yogi government was very inefficient and very corrupt, that our BJP spokesperson is saying
but
that they tolerated people like Swami Prasad Maurya, Dharam Singh Saini, whom they are saying came to Samajwadi Party because Dara Singh Chauhan, their own cabinet ministers, they resigned all of a sudden.
But Ms. Juhi Singh, my question is, why this realization after 4 years and 11 months?
Sanket, that's what the BJP spokesperson is saying. I would say they were very inefficient, and the chief minister was totally inefficient that he did not know these people wanted to leave. These people have said, and it has been substantiated by the facts in the public domain, that the BJP is anti-OBC, it is anti-SC, ST. We've seen that in the Backward Commission's report. We've seen that in the 67,000 recruitment. We've seen it in particular districts where people from one caste were recruited. We've seen it on the various recruitment vacancies in the colleges, and assistant professors and professors, people of one caste. Their own education minister, his brother supplied a EWS certificate and got himself employed.
Can I ask you a question, Ms. Juhi Singh? See, the point is, right now, Akhilesh Yadav is stitching together this fantastic, beautiful, colorful rainbow coalition, right? Where he is welcoming one and all with open arms. But the point is, how do you do the expectation management? For the past 5 years, you have got a Samajwadi Party cadre.
Yes.
They must have been preparing to get a ticket on some seat. And now you will have these leaders coming in from outside, these imports, who will be plonked on top of their head. Don't you think that this will create resentment in your rank and file?
Samajwadi Party has a very committed cadre which has stood by the national president in these 5 years. The Samajwadi Party workers have got most court cases against them, FIRs against them for writing on Facebook, and even making a comment, waving a black flag. So whatever the national president decides, whosoever gets a ticket, the entire party, the organization, which is very well in place, is going to support.
The larger question is that the BJP says, and I've been speaking to a few of those leaders who are clued in and glued in on how these things are going, and they say that don't think that Swami Prasad Maurya is the sole repository of the OBC vote bank. There are other leaders also, and they also deserve a chance, and they will get a chance. So don't think that a big leader has gone and that's why we have no one else left.
Who's the BJP to define who's the repository of all the votes? Are they the repository of all the votes of a particular class? I mean, Swami Prasad Maurya has his own standing, Dara Singh Chauhan has his own standing, Saini has his own standing. If they're coming to Samajwadi Party, they're welcome. This is like sour grapes, that suddenly if your cabinet ministers decide to resign and you are not clued into it at all, I mean, you are totally flabbergasted is what I can see the BJP is doing. So it's really, they should examine their own house.
Okay. And the Sadaf Jafar, I want to come to you now. Congratulations on getting the ticket. You're the candidate for the Congress party. But you see, this is, and I'm sure this is your home state, this is how politics plays out in Uttar Pradesh. This micro detailing of Jat Paat, of caste calculation, and here you have the Congress party trying to redefine this matrix. Introduce a brand new matrix. It's a shift. It's an orbit shift, a paradigm shift. But do you think that UP is ready for your paradigm shift?
Absolutely, it is ready for the paradigm shift. Agar abhi nahi ladki ladegi to kab ladegi? That is what we believe. That when we are in the name of caste, in the name of communal, discord, in the name of with all kinds of things, when the women are being harassed, they are being trolled, they are being auctioned. This is the time when you actually give the women who have been working, who have been actually struggling against this government and not giving up, identifying them and acknowledging their struggle and rewarding them with tickets is something which is commendable that the party has done. And I think it cuts across, the women's struggle cuts across all community and caste lines. Okay, here's the thing.
Sadaf Jafar, you have been closely associated with the anti-CAA movement. This identity of yours is well known. Given how you have accused the BJP of playing politics, how likely are the chances that the BJP is going to swing this around and say, look, they were opposed to a progressive law, a law that we got in, and now they are rewarding all those people who are opposing an anti-India law. Don't smile. You know this is a possibility.
Sanket, they've already started doing all that, and
it started, huh?
Yeah. The cutest thing is that they are calling me a rioter when we already have a chief minister who has taken back his cases against hate speech. And they have no case against me. They have no proof against me. And I am, but see, mudslinging, character assassination, victim shaming is a forte of BJP. But the only thing that I have learned in my life, I am in my mid-40s, and this is what I've learned, is that nothing comes easy to a woman. Women always, right from the getting born to becoming whatever that they do, and keeping it, retaining it, we all have to struggle. So I'm ready for all the victims.
Who represents women? Because right now you have a Juhi Singh, who's the head of the Mahila Morcha of the Samajwadi Party. She feels her party is representing women.
See, all women represent.
I agree.
Know even Juhi Singh has made a lot of struggle to reach where she has within her party circle also.
That I agree.
And I really admire that. The thing is that we need to acknowledge each other's struggles and we need to move ahead instead of looking, this is how it is. Women camaraderie that cuts across. When I was in jail, it cut across the party line. People, all the women, they came together to voice my angst, to stand by my children. So this is how it is. When it comes to a woman's struggle, these party and communal lines and party lines and caste lines, they tend to disappear, and they should. Okay. Believe me, they should.
Okay. Vikas Pandey, quickly coming back to, these resignations that are taking place. Vikas, you see, it is very hard and incredibly hard for someone who covers the BJP as a beat. I can tell you it's very hard for one to comprehend that the BJP is just going to sit quietly and let people leave, right? And not do anything about it. So I want to know from you, what does this mean? Number one, the BJP should not make the mistake of thinking of this as a routine Ayaram Gayaram ahead of elections. People come, people go, Mausam Vaigyanik and all. No. But what should or will the BJP do, given that these are important and tall leaders leaving?
Sanket, let me give my 2 bits. This is not a merger and acquisition process. This is a winning trust. People have to win trust to get votes. So the first opening statement you made is that Samajwadi Party wants to show itself as a pro-BJP party, pro-OBC party. That is why it is acquiring lot of OBC faces to its forte. That too, on the end, when the election is approaching, just 15 to 20 days from now.
The same logic applies to the BJP also.
Sorry, what?
Same logic applies to the BJP also. You went MLA shopping. You went MLA shopping in West Bengal. Look what happened.
I'm talking about the caste politics. Samajwadi Party has always been known as a particular caste vote bank. It has never been known as an overall rainbow. Ma'am, I didn't speak when you were speaking. So merger and acquisition is not a software company. Tata is not acquiring a company so that it will the new HR policy will roll and every employee will start reporting to Tata that particular HR policies. It is the people, and as Mr. Dubey has
in 2016,
it was well known. It was
OP
well
Rajbhar
known not get tickets.
One moment. Swami Prasad Maurya were all part of BJP UP's merger and acquisition drive. According to your logic, why did something work in 2016 and will not work in 22?
If they had any problem, if they had any plan to win, if they knew that they were getting ticket, they wouldn't have left it. If they were actually sincere about anything, they would have left BJP at least 3-4 months back, prepare ground for the voting. They left just when they knew that they are not
Dubey ji, मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहता हूँ. देखिए, I'm intrigued.
Their daughters are not going to get
I know for a fact that something must be happening. कुछ तो Central Election Committee BJP की और जो core group meeting उसमें इस पे चर्चा जरूर हो रही होगी कि ये लोग क्यों जा रहे हैं. और आप लाख बोलें कि ये दगे हुए कारतूस थे या अब पुराने हो गए थे और इनकी कोई साख नहीं थी. The point is, these are tall leaders. इनका जाना मतलब it is an embarrassment. What next is what I'm interested in.
एक उत्तर प्रदेश की घटना मैं बता रहा हूँ कि बहराइच से वहां से एक महिला बीजेपी से सांसद 2014 में हुई थी. 4 लाख वोट से लगभग जीती थी, और 2019 आते आते उनको कांग्रेस की बुखार पकड़ लिया। अब मोदी जी के बारे में उल्टा पुल्टा बोलना शुरू कर दिया, और 2019 में कांग्रेस से चुनाव लड़ती हैं तो उनको 34,000 मात्र वोट मिलता है। तो कहीं ना कहीं ऐसे लोगों को बुखार लग जाता है कि मेरे चलते ही वोट बैंक बढ़ा है और मेरे चलते ही बीजेपी है।
नहीं, स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य कह रहे हैं कि वो नेवला हैं और आप नाग हैं और सांप हैं।
ऐसा देखिए, उनके अब इस समय कुछ भी कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि अब इस समय स्वतंत्र हैं। 5 साल जब तक रहे सत्ता में तब तक कुछ एक बार भी नहीं बोले। जो आज रोड पे आके कर रहे हैं, गरीब का, दलित का, ओबीसी की राजनीति कर रहे हैं, 5 साल तक कहाँ थे? 5 साल तक तो बोलनी चाहिए ना। अगर बहुत ओबीसी के हितैषी थे तो उस समय मंत्रिमंडल से इस्तीफा देकर आउट हो जाना चाहिए।
Now we all eagerly await for the next episode of this UP soap opera. 3 days we have had 3 episodes of resignations. अब तक आपने देखा, we'll do a recap when we'll get you the next episode tomorrow. Let's hope and see who is going to resign, who is going to be next. This is turning out to be very, very interesting. Thank you very much to the 4 of you. Juhi Singh smiling as always. Thank you so much. we are eagerly waiting for the next episode. Thank you. Let's shift focus now to the other Congress candidate from Hastinapur. Her name is Archana Gautam and she is now with us. Archana, thank you very much for joining us. But the point is, you were welcomed, or the news of your candidature was greeted with a lot of trolling. How would you respond to this trolling? The trolling had to do with you winning certain contests, with you, your life as an actress. Do you think that this is actually the problem? That a woman who is in cinema, and there are a lot of women who have worked in cinema and then gone ahead and become very, very successful politicians, are always treated lightly and made fun of.
यस, ये आपने सही बोला है कि मेरे लिए ये बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट है. इट्स अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट पार्ट फॉर मी बिकॉज एवरीबडी थिंकिंग लाइक या यू आर अ एक्ट्रेस एंड यू विल नॉट डू एवरीथिंग फॉर पीपल. तो मैं कुछ लोग मुझे ये भी बोल रहे थे कि आपको मतलब ये लड़की को राजनीति नहीं आती तो क्या राजनीति करेगी. तो मैं बस उन्हीं को यही बताना चाहती हूँ कि ठीक है, मुझे राजनीति नहीं आती है, अच्छा है, क्योंकि अगर मुझे राजनीति आती तो शायद मैं आज राजनेता बनती हूँ. तो बहुत सारी चीजें हो रही हैं और बहुत सारे लोग बातें कर रहे हैं. बस मुझे क्या है कि मुझे मेरे लोगों के लिए मुझे कुछ अच्छा करना है.
उन ट्रोल्स को आप क्या कहेंगी अर्चना जी? What will you say to the trolls who are trolling you?
अभी देखिए वो बात बोलते हैं ना कि जो लोग बोलते हैं उनको बोलने दीजिए. उसके बारे में मैं कुछ टिप्पणी नहीं रख सकती क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीजें आ रही है निकल के और बहुत सारी चीजें आगे भी आएंगी. बट मुझे उस चीज को नहीं देखना है, मुझे सिर्फ आगे चलना है क्योंकि प्रियंका दीदी के आशीर्वाद से आज मुझे टिकट मिला है. और मैं जनता के लिए यानी पब्लिक के लिए जो मेरे गांव के लोग हैं, जो मेरी फैमिली है, उनके लिए मैं करना चाहती हूँ. क्योंकि आपको पता है कि मैं हस्तिनापुर की ही पैदाइश हूँ, मैं वहीं की पैदा हुई हूँ जी.
You know that this contest is not going to be easy for you. It's a fight in everyday life, but this is an even more difficult fight. How hopeful are you that this strategy of the Congress party is actually going to help or will work on the ground? In a state जिसमें आप जानती हैं, caste, combination, religion, यही पैराडाइम होता है.
देखिए मैं बिल्कुल नई हूँ इस चीज में और जैसे कि जब से मैंने कांग्रेस ज्वाइन की है तब से लेके आज तक मैंने ये चीजें देखी है कि यहाँ पे धर्म की राजनीति बहुत होती है. कोई किसी धर्म पे राजनीति कर रहा है, कोई किसी धर्म पे राजनीति कर रहा है. तो इस चीज को ध्यान में रख के मैंने यही सोचा है कि हम धर्म की राजनीति ना करके जनता की राजनीति करें, यानी जनता के लिए सोचे तो वो इजी है. और ये मेरे लिए बहुत है कि यहाँ पे लोग धर्म की राजनीति कर रहे हैं. आप इस धर्म से हो, आप इस धर्म से हो, और दोनों को मतलब लड़ाने के लिए ये चीजें हो रही है. बट मुझे ये सब चीजें ठीक नहीं लग रही है. तो मैं एक नॉर्मल फैमिली से हूँ तो मैं तो नहीं धर्म की राजनीति करूंगी. इनफैक्ट कांग्रेस पार्टी कोई धर्म की राजनीति नहीं करती जी.
मेरा आखिरी सवाल, ट्रोल्स से आपको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा और आप ये कह रही हैं आगे भी ट्रोलिंग होगी तो कोई बात नहीं।
जी, अरे अभी जस्ट मैंने जैसे आपको बता देती हूँ कि आज ही मेरा टिकट हुआ है और आज से ही मतलब शेयरिंग, मतलब मेरे सोशल मीडिया पे इतने ज्यादा फैन फॉलोइंग है, तो वहां पे क्या है कि एक तरफ मेरी बिकनी की पिक्चर्स और एक तरफ मेरी राजनीति की पिक्चर को, दोनों को कंपेयर किया जा रहा है। मुझे तो ये बात समझ में नहीं आती है कि अगर मैं बात करूं हेमा मालिनी जी की, तो उन्होंने भी बिकनी पहनी थी और उन लोगों को मैं यही बताना चाहती हूँ कि जब एक लड़की इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करती है तो उसमें जो वो पोशाक होती है, जब इंडिया से वो दूसरी जगह रिप्रेजेंट करती है, यानी मैंने मिस कॉस्मो वर्ल्ड को इंडिया में रिप्रेजेंट किया था इंडिया को, तो वहां पे जो पोशाक होती है वो पोशाक होती है जिसे पहनना कंपलसरी होता है। उस चीज पे ये लोग ऐसी बातें बना रहे हैं, मतलब थिंकिंग बहुत ज्यादा छोटी लग रही है मुझे जो लोग मेरे साथ कर रहे हैं, बट मुझे इस चीज का कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। मैं आगे काम करती हूँ, एक लड़की हूँ, लड़ सकती हूँ। जैसे कि प्रियंका जी का जो नारा है, प्रियंका जी का जो स्लोगन है, वो बहुत ज्यादा मेरे दिल पे, यानी यहाँ की जो महिलाएं हैं, जितनी भी महिलाएं हैं, उनके प्रति वो जागरूकता जो मैंने देखी है, वही मैं आगे काम करूंगी।
वेल अर्चना, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द कॉन्टेस्ट अप अहेड.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gigi, thank you
so much for joining us. That's a wrap in this edition of Trending Tonight. But we'll see you tomorrow with another episode of the resignation saga, which is taking place in Uttar Pradesh. Good night and goodbye.